Hi, I'm Edward Wright, a journeyman harpsichord maker here at the Hay Cabinet Shop at Colonial, Williamsburg, Virginia.
And I'm Bill Pavlak, journeyman cabinet maker, and today we've got a little bit of resawing to do. A piece of walnut here that's about 11 inches wide, and that's sort of right on the borderline as to which saw we use to resaw. Most of our resawing work for drawer parts and all sorts of things is done with a regular rip saw. But you start to get into 10, 11, 12 inches in width, and you don't have, there's just not as much saw as you'd like to be there to make that cut. So when we get into this area, we'll switch over to this big two-man frame saw that we've kind of copied out of Roubaud. And it's something that we've done boards up to 20 inches wide, and it's so much more efficient when you've got two people using this really big, aggressive saw.
Various thicknesses. Let's see, I'm going to have the cutting stroke
right,
here, so I'll take this end.
This is a saw that whoever's got the pull does the cutting.
Does the cutting.
But once we store the saw without tension in the blade, so once we put the tension in the blade, things can twist in the frame. So before we start cutting, we always check with winding sticks for a twist.
So if we do this here, and yeah, I can see that corner is high, on your right-hand side.
So we'll just tap it with the hammer.
And a little more. And one more. Hard. One more time. That'll do. Okay.
And that's something that we'll stop and check every once in a while as we saw.
And of course, we have a line that's been marked around the edge of the board, so we're not just doing this totally by instinct. Although in Europe, you could find workers who were quite specialized in this kind of saw work, and they would probably get to the point to where they would eyeball a lot. And of course, starting the cuts a little hair-raising. One difficulty also is the fact that you get dust across the top, so we have to periodically stop and blow and see how we're running. Like with any saw, you really let the saw do the work. The worst mistake that you can make is to try to push the saw hard for your cut. That'll almost guarantee that it will drift. And when you're working as a duo, the rule is you never push with a saw like this. I pull, Bill pulls. I pull, he pulls. I pull, he pulls. That way we're not fighting each other. So now Bill is kind of letting the cut move on his side a bit while it stays a bit stationary on my side. Now that the blade's engaged fairly well, we can start to move with a little bit more speed. But again, you don't want to get impatient. And so now we go on. Keep going.
It's a big sawing job, but it shouldn't be an overly strenuous one. We're both just very, very gently holding the saw, and our job is to set it in motion. Our job really is to trust the sharpening job. And one of the biggest challenges skill-wise in using this saw is getting a sharpening job that you can trust.
Here we are. Okay. Steady. I think it's going to cut off on my end. Steady. Okay. Yeah, don't let it die. There you go. Boom. That's it. Okay.
All
we're
right.
through. Very good.
So the moment of truth.
Ta-da. La.
Really nice.
That's what you hope for.
Yeah, and a little bit of planing for us on this. We want to keep the 1/4-inch piece. We'll saw another 1/4-inch piece off of that. That's one of the reasons for the deliberate case. We'd use this saw, and then we got to use it again and again. So there's a little bit of a marathon thinking. But we're thankful for you all watching our video, and come visit us in the shop sometime.
Yeah, appreciate it. Absolutely.
If you're interested in learning traditional woodworking with hand tools, visit my website at woodandshop.com, where you'll find free video tutorials, buying guides, workshop tours, and reviews. Make sure you subscribe to receive my regular blog posts and YouTube videos, and don't forget to check out my 10 steps for getting started. Enjoy!